definitely needs some vocals. Oh, yes.
Friday Night Energy on April 20th, 2018.
Year of our Lord, 2018. I can't hear shit in my headphones.
Turn them up. Turn up the bass in the headphones. Oh, you look horrible. You're all contorted. It's a very small studio.
All right, that's a little bit.
Is that better?
Yeah,
All right.
you plugged me into the wrong hole.
If I had a nickel. So,
I'm back.
you're back. It's 420. Episode 46. Right? It's a nighttime recording session, which is always a little bit different energy.
Daunting.
Than you get on the Sunday morning. Right? And we got a little bit of feedback from people. They noticed a little bit of different energy from the first YouTube video to the second, 44 to 45. When I say we talk to people, we talk to an individual.
We talked to this one guy we work with.
Yeah.
Who looks kind of like one half of a wrestling tag team, but like those big wrestling tag teams.
Right, the kinds you wouldn't want to mess with.
The kind that you wouldn't want to face off at a all-you-can-eat buffet with. Do you know what I mean?
Or a battle royal. Battle royale.
Or a Royal Rumble. Rumbly. The type of guy that if he just sat on your chest, it's lights out. Okay,
Did what on your chest?
It's...
I got a question that I'd like to pose to you.
Oh, okay. Let's not even get into your... who is it? Your...
Doesn't matter.
Taylor Swift question.
It's irrelevant. So, it's 420.
4.
We're going to check in with Kevin T later on in the show, and he is actually
Throw
in...
a picture right here.
Yeah, that'd be good. Right here? Or
Hi, Kevin.
right there. He's in Colorado right now.
Big 420 convention.
Doing I don't know what. And that's what we're going to find out.
I think he's actually there for like a marijuana, like a convention.
Yeah, something.
We're going to routinely ask him over and over again how the convention's going.
I don't believe there's such a convention happening. There's probably just a lot of, partying going on and whatnot. So that's exciting. We get that on the docket. I don't really know what 420 or where it comes from. I understand why the excitement for, individuals that, get to partake in, marijuana usage.
So let me give you a little history lesson here.
Oh, we'd love that. The people.
I just can't get comfortable.
Get your lumbar support squared away and then give us some history.
I'm not exactly a big weed guy. Okay. Obviously, my current employment situation for the last almost 17 years, I can't partake in anything but the occasional cocktail, maybe a decaffeinated coffee, obviously water and various seltzers. I did. Can I say this? Can I admit to this?
I don't know what you're about to say.
His name was Mark. I did try marijuana once in my life. Now, for the YouTube sort of part of this, they're probably just shutting this off right now. Definitely a late bloomer here. When I say late bloomer like with everything. You know what I'm saying? We're talking late bloomer with this, late bloomer with this, late bloomer with this. My braces came off late. I mean, they come off till college. In fact, that's all you need to know about me. I didn't get my braces removed until my second semester of college. Okay? And then the C's parted. I don't know, I'm waving the notes around here.
You've been showing the notes a lot in the last couple episodes. I feel like it kind of shows them how much little preparation we do.
My experience with marijuana is absolutely horrendous. I was with a buddy, my friend Joe, that we shared an apartment together at the time. 2 different bedrooms, so that's cool. I had my own bathroom. We used to go out like every Friday and Saturday night. And so quickly, too much to drink. Back to the house. We got a couple of lucky ladies over, kind of sort of friends of ours, but we, hadn't crossed that threshold of sexual what have you. And it felt like it was really going to happen. It definitely was for my buddy Joe. And it was like, yeah, this is cool. This is why we got the place, right? It's like high-fiving each other on the way home and stuff. And one of the girls, so like one girl I really knew, the other one was a friend. And she's like, apparently was just like easygoing, chillaxed. And I found out why, because she like smoked every day. This is fine. No, I'm not judging.
It's a judgment-free zone.
Right, of course.
Don't tell our wives studio.
So I tried. Now, this is in 2001.
Ooh.
Yeah. Chronic 2001.
It's a big
It's
year.
we're tying everything together here. So this was in 2001, and I don't know how old I was, 22 years old. Point is, this is prior to like movies like Pineapple Express and stuff, which I don't even know what that means. I just thought it was a type of weed, whatever. Okay, this is how stupid I am.
Reefer Madness.
Okay.
The Devil's Harvest.
Right. You can see it right over here. Okay. I don't know anything about it. Listen. So
It's a cool poster.
so I decide we all go outside into like the courtyard of our apartment building and just like fire up a gibber.
Okay.
And we're passing it around. It's like I feel like I'm in like, Dazed and Confused or Clueless or something. I don't know, one of these movies.
Hey, man.
I'm not sure if Clueless is the right.
I don't know if that, it's a little
Right.
different.
Right.
Great movie, though. All-time classic.
So all I know is like I had a couple of hits, 2, 3, 4 maybe tops. We get back into our apartment and now I can't stop laughing. I was already hammered drunk.
Wah, 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 wah.
You're not going to believe me when I say this. Somebody said the word pineapple in a sentence. And
Like a safe word.
No, they just had said it like, oh, I hate pineapple. And I lost my mind. I couldn't stop laughing. I freaked out the girl who brought the weed. She packed up. She left. She ditched her friend. And her friend wasn't going to have sex with my buddy Joe if
you didn't stop laughing.
If I wasn't there to sort of like,
This idiot
watch a
won't
movie
stop
with her.
laughing. I'm not going to have sex with you.
I guess I fell off the couch. So
It's a weird word. I mean, pineapple?
yeah, so that's my only experience.
Pineapple pen?
our
That was
third-
a thing, too.
Our
for a
third
while.
roommate was a police officer.
Oh.
So he came home that night in uniform, and we're like, house smelled like weed. I'm passed out on the couch with my head in my own pants, and so that's my only experience of marijuana.
Wow.
420. That's where they came from.
All right. You started it. You and Joe and a couple of friendly ladies that you brought back to your house.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't even. I haven't heard from them in a few years.
That's probably a good
Since
thing.
before I met my first wife. It
Oh.
had been a while. Which segues us nicely into divorce. That's what we're going to call Kevin T about. Finally got a court date.
That is
Congratulations.
pretty exciting, Kevin. We're really happy for you.
All right, get into your 6-pack thing quick while I.
So
make notes.
I've got, so Friday night show, right? Little different than the Sunday, right? Instead of coming over with a 32-ounce coffee, I came over with a 6-pack of beer.
Oh, rage.
I figure we're going to do a little show here, then we're going to go maybe catch the second half of the Bucks and the Celtics. So I go to a local packy, if you will, right? Or a liquor
I want to
store.
elaborate. I don't think people, if you're not from New England, I don't think packy means anything.
Okay, so it's a liquor store,
Right. But
right? A convenience store that sells liquor.
packy meaning from the term package store,
That's correct.
which sells liquor.
Anyway, my mind got blown because this happened, I don't know, a number of episodes back, sometime during the winter. I went and I bought a 6-pack of this beer from this company called Stone. And this was like a winter beer.
You want to hold it up here? We have the technology.
Now you're telling me you got to get real close because of the wide angle.
Right. It does say delicious on there.
Right.
So
So
maybe
I thought it was a no-brainer. But anyway, the one I purchased that winter, right, whatever episode that was like this stout that had like kind of like a chocolate coffee kind of thing going. It was excellent. But when I brought it up to the counter and they rang it in, the 6-pack cost me $12.99. Right? And if I recall, you were all over me for it because I was astonished that this cost me $13, right, for a 6-pack.
100%. That's ridiculous.
Okay, good. So I'm not alone on this. Anyway, the beer was great. I thought
you are alone technically because I didn't just buy a $13
you
6-pack
didn't.
this evening.
Okay, that's fine. But the point being is that so I go back to the same store and I'm looking and like usually what I do is I'll just walk in and I'll see if like something kind of grabs me, right? I don't necessarily have like a regular thing that I drink. There was the summer of shandy, but that was a whole phase I was going through. So I see the Stone again in Stone Delicious IPA. And I said, well, how could you go wrong? It's a very bold claim. It's delicious.
Stone just sounds strong.
Right?
Like, it's got a
this
bold
weird
flavor.
gargoyle on it. I mean, that's kind of cool. I don't know. See that? Look at that gargoyle. Look at it. Physically look at the gargoyle.
How many
cool.
of those gargoyles have you fucking slurped down tonight?
Only a couple. So, again, right? I'm like, there's no way that like this is always going to be a $12.99 6-pack, right?
So it's on some sort of reverse sale.
I don't know.
Where it's like, hey, congrats, we just doubled the price
I just
today.
assumed that like maybe it's not moving, but I don't know. But anyway, I went up there and again, it was $12.99, and I'm like, damn it. But I bought it anyway. Because what do you do, right? The same thing happened to me last time. You go up there, it's $12.99. What am I going to say? Oh, I don't want that. And then I go buy like another 6-pack for $9.99. So that doesn't make any sense to me.
I can understand not wanting to look cheap in the package store. It feels like a place where if you're going there and you're doing some sort of like comparative shopping and you're looking for competitive prices, you probably shouldn't be drinking. Or at least that's the perception you fear they have of you.
Sure, right. And I mean, and I was looking for something a little different, right? I didn't want to...
Something expensive?
wasn't my original intent. But anyway, they are quite delicious. I like them. It's a special treat.
Well, at least you enjoy your very expensive...
It is expensive,
6-pack.
right? $12.99 for a 6-pack? That seems ridiculous. It is what it is. That's the world in which I live.
All right, I am going to quickly show, because we have the ability to. So something, stand by.
Are you going to go show the text?
Yeah,
All
so
right, let's
last
paint
episode,
a picture about that.
So I teased this last episode, and we had a guy from work was apparently pretty pissed that I didn't actually end up explaining myself or talking about it. So what I was mentioning, or you had brought up, was that I was texting you very strangely one day, and I was experimenting with this thing. It's on the iPhone. I'm sure a lot of Android phones have it. It's not necessarily the predictive text, but and I'm going to show you in a second. It's that line, an iMessage on an iPhone that gives you the 3 words you may want to reply with. You don't start typing. You can just literally select yes, no, and it's trying to predict what you might want to answer to the previous text message. So I'm going to show you here exactly what I like to do. Now, and then I'm going to explain to you when is a good time to do this. Okay? Okay?
I have it up right here. I can read to the people what you wrote to me.
Stand by. Go ahead and tease that right now. Give them a little shot in the arm of what I wrote.
All right, so this was going back to last Saturday, right? We were discussing when we were going to record our episode. And I said, tomorrow would be better for me. As much as I'd like to party, maybe 11, I could be there earlier too if you have plans. So I was essentially saying, hey, I'd love to come over on Saturday night and do a thing, but Sunday's going to probably be better, which is when we ended up recording. Your reply to me...
Quote it, please. Direct quote.
Tomorrow morning and then we have some time for dinner. Was that the week of the weekend? And then I'll check.
Classic. Here's what I like to do.
Which confused me.
Right here, I've got your standard. Let's see if I can get that in focus. There you go. Standard text thread, right? Now let me reach in there. Boop. Okay. Now everybody can see here where it says I, I'm, and I'll. And what I like to do is just hit random words here. Looking at you, Mike. Now, I don't even know what I'm touching. Okay? Let's see what I ended up writing.
And then
here.
hit send.
And it says, I'm not sure if I have it. Oh my God, I just created an actual sentence. I'm not sure if I have anything. The point is...
Not the intent.
Right, not the intent at all. What you want is something like, let me just start hitting everything. And as you can see, this is how I'm doing it. Boop, 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 boop. I'm going crazy with my thumbs. Point is this, quickly. I'm not sure if I have anyone else or not, but I'm just curious not. The point of this, and what I was trying to explain before, is I didn't do this to blow off Jim. If you get if you get a text message from somebody and you're unsure, like, listen, how many times can I not reply to this text message before they think, they're...
Now somebody's offended.
Listen,
right?
The last thing I like is if I don't reply to somebody and I know it's been a while, I don't want them to follow up. When they follow up and start drawing attention to the fact that I'm not responding. So sometimes what I like to do is I can use this, fire off one of those nonsensical messages, and then not respond to the follow-up that they sent. Bear with me here. When I do that, now I can go a week and a half, okay? Then eventually if I run into them or they text me, I can be like, oh, dude, my phone's been like on the fritz. Like there's messages I don't understand. I'm getting things late. They could be like, yeah, you sent me this weird message. You know what I'm saying now?
I mean, it's
It buys
sensible.
you time.
I tried to get back to you with one of those texts. And
I was all over it. I know exactly what you're doing.
Well, obviously. I mean, I was just trying to, go tit for tat with you there. And I said, hi, guys. Hope it's not too much of an early Christmas. Was your birthday dinner and you have the kids in tomorrow?
All right, listen, we're losing the audience.
Okay.
We're not trying to upset other people. It's just, it's something
just-
that you can play.
It's just very annoying.
If your phone has suggestions for words that it might think you want to text back, just pound away. Right? Just pound.
Just hit it. So just when you do it, just
Yeah.
double tap it.
Hit the thing. Go crazy. Whatever it says, send it off. You just bought yourself at least 2 weeks.
Is that what it?
That's not the old internet sound.
Right. Yeah. All right.
All right, we're going to call Kevin now.
Oh.
Because he's texting me. I think he's ready for night nights.
Oh, mine. Okay, let's give him a buzz.
Big things happening with Kevin. He's also getting divorced.
What time
So,
is it
I don't know.
in the Colorado?
We're going to find out.
So we're not going to try
I
to
can't be
guess.
holding this thing forever.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello, Kevin. Kevin?
Is this Jason?
Is Kevin there?
Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
Can you hear James?
Is that Jim?
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, I missed you guys.
We've missed you. What are you doing in Colorado? The people want to know.
We thought it no better time to call you in Colorado than on 420.
Happy 420, pal.
Oh, that's right. It is 420. Happy 420, Jim.
What?
And Jason, even though you're not really a 420 guy.
No, he just described to the audience
Yeah.
what a 420 guy he was.
Yeah, how like 20 years ago I was totally 420.
We actually kind of traced back the history of 420 in the day itself to an event that he had in his old apartment with a couple of skanks.
What?
Yeah, some chick was gonna totally like nail me and stuff, and I started laughing so much that I scared
Try
her
saying
off.
pineapple, see what he does.
Right.
Oh, my God. I
She
thought it
just
was like
rolled up a
one-time-
fresh J, and it went downhill from there. Real quick, so it's not going to be quick because I always say real quick, and then my arm almost
You always
falls
say
off from
that.
holding the phone. I know.
You always say that.
So, very, very exciting news. You're out in Colorado. We'll get into why and the what have you a little bit later. But we need to find out if you need anything. You just got your date for court. This show, we need to backtrack for a second here. One thing that we haven't done lately on this show is provided the service that I think that I set out to provide.
Let's paint the picture.
I want to help people.
People helping people.
I want to help Kevin T.
You're a helping guy. I love that about you.
Yeah. I want to, whatever somebody needs, if, I want to give them the emotional reach around that they need at that time. Tell us about this. How did you find out about it? So you got your date to appear in court, correct?
Yeah, I got a call from my attorney's administrative assistant.
Oh,
She sounds
she
hot.
sounds hot.
And
Is she
I have no idea.
is she available?
I have no idea.
Not for me, of course. But continue.
Right, of course. Yeah, she no, she just said, "Hey, did you get the letter yet?" And I'm like, "No, what letter?" And she's like, "Your court date." And I'm like, "I did not, because they had my wrong address. This process has been so long that they still have my Mattapoisett address." So
She had the the Monument Beach Sportsman Club address. What was she?
no, not that one.
Oh.
Just
No,
to clarify for our
Mattapoisett.
listeners, Kevin T did spend a few summers in a tent, and still managed to
no.
survive and thrive.
It was a part of a summer, not a whole summer. And
Just
Well, you
sounds
admit that
better.
you slept in a tent for the summer. Right? That's fine. That's fine.
I've spent a lot of time at that particular spot. So don't. Yeah. Anyway, so
It's the
I got
second round.
my letter. I got my letter, and I have a date with the court system, and they're we're gonna go and finally make legal what's been talked about for years.
Now, do both of you have lawyers, correct?
Yeah.
Now, and they're going to be there? Is that how this is working?
I don't really know, honestly.
Listen, just
Might
show
be.
up and sign whatever they give you.
Well,
Get
might-
this thing done.
It might be good to know
Stamp it.
because it could be pretty expensive if they're there, right?
Actually, it sounds like it depends on the attorney. My attorney's been fantastic. He's still working on the original retainer and said he probably wouldn't need any more money.
Wow. We're going to probably
Yeah,
want to plug him for some of our listeners that are going through similar situations.
Yeah, based on what we've been hearing at work lately, we might need to throw
It's
his
kind of
name
like
and
a big
number out
thing
there.
happening now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, don't say that.
There's a lot of weird things happening.
Oh, don't say that. I've been gone for like, 3 weeks now, and everyone's getting divorced? That's crazy.
Well, there's lots of things happening. I mean,
Yeah, a lot of things happening in
not you,
confined
right?
spaces.
yeah. I mean,
You're
I've gone
saying-
monotone.
No, it's-
I mean, I don't have any inflexation in my voice anymore. I've got a whole flatline thing that I've been doing when I'm disgusted with the group. I mean,
You're
it's
not going to change the show to "Don't Tell My Ex-Wife," are you?
Well, I was actually thinking about a spin-off, but not so much because I do have an ex-wife, and hopefully I don't have two at
Right.
some point. Although, can you imagine?
right, at that point it just starts getting sloppy. Like
There's almost too much content.
Right.
It's like it's like an over.
right now we're teetering on not having enough, not sure what it is. But if he was to get divorced a second time, I think we'd probably fall off the deep end on this.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me throw a few tips out there for you.
Okay.
When you go into this thing, you're going
Yeah.
to see the worst of the worst. You're probably going to see a handful of other couples, that may or may not be in the courtroom with you. Okay? You're
Yep.
going to need to stay strong. I know you're a very...
You may see a couple guys in the courtroom looking at you, going, "Hey, man." Right?
they may look suspiciously like your friends Jason and James, but I can assure
Possible.
you they won't be. They'll have different names, like Mason and Timbo.
What? Timbo.
I don't know.
Jim with a G.
It's going to be tough. So I'm thinking what we should do is we were just going to go with you, right?
Oh.
I was thinking maybe we just wait outside.
We might have a couple things to, if we could speak on your behalf. I mean, we might be able to,
I'd like to call a few character witnesses,
Yeah.
please.
Right.
One half.
I don't think it's that kind of court date.
We can make it that if
I'd
you'd
like to object at least once.
I thought I was just going to go and they were going to go, "Do you understand what this is and what it means and how much is, this is going to cost?" And,
I object.
and-
See, that would be a good spot for that.
Now, the future Mrs. X
questions?
Kevin T, she's met both of us, correct?
Yes.
So we're gonna have
yeah.
to probably roll in disguise. Now I've got I got some old standbys that I used to use back when I was entering the dating scene in the early 2000s, late blooming, obviously. But I don't think she would recognize me in them. I don't know. I probably have a few leftovers for Jim. So I think we should just go. It's probably gonna be more comfortable for you, obviously.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
I'll just throw on a pair of shades, and maybe I can borrow that, wine 'em, dine 'em, 69 'em hat that you have,
Oh, of course.
and then no one would recognize me.
That's classy. I like that.
And again,
Okay.
I'll throw out a couple objections. If it pleases the court.
Right. I like that. You treat him with respect.
Right.
Right. Your Majesty, I'd like to say a few words on behalf of our good friend, Sir Kevin T. Just really just
Right.
schmooze him with the,
I think we probably want to talk a little bit about your gluten issue, right? Because
yeah.
we want to get that on the table to see if there's anything we can do to, reduce the amount of money you have to give away each month.
Right. Do you think that the courts are aware of your food allergies? Because it may
No.
wildly swing your financial commitment each month.
That would be awesome. I would love that. I don't think it'll help though.
What if you ate let's say before we do a real gluten binge the night before, and then you show up kind of all rashy? Would that help? I don't even know if that would help.
Yeah, especially around the corners of your mouth. That's going to go over very well with the courts. When you've got the gluten, the thing that you know what I'm saying.
No, my attitude was on the other end of this. Basically, walk in and make everybody else in the room question what the hell is wrong with her and why would she leave this gorgeous, amazing person.
I love
Okay,
that plan.
hold on. Now, hold
that's
on.
where I think we could help with that.
First of all, 100%, but we're going to have to put on a few ground rules here. We know you're a huge fan of cargo pants. They serve a purpose at times. You cannot wear them to the courts that day. You want to wear something she's never seen you in.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Do you have anything that doesn't have a pocket on the leg pant?
I thought don't you just wear a suit? There's something wrong with you guys. How have you been drinking? It really is 420 over there, isn't it? You're gonna get busted on Monday.
This isn't gonna look good on camera though. That's the problem.
What?
I'm crying.
With the leg
That's
pant,
good
we
to
want to make sure that you. Oh man, I haven't heard the leg pant in a while. We'll throw a picture up so people are aware of the style. I mean, they're very comfortable. They're stretchy.
Oh, man.
You know, they're more of an action cargo.
Tap it out for a minute.
But yeah, you're gonna potentially at this point, Kevin, maybe ditch the oversized flannel for that afternoon or that morning. We're gonna get you.
Wear a suit? No.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. But let's have it be something maybe she hasn't seen. Maybe a new tie, or throw like a spin to it. You know what I mean?
So
do you have a pinstripe? Like a pinstripe suit. Okay. Something really mobster might be cool.
That'd be cool.
Do you have a fedora?
You know what we could actually do? We could probably get a couple of dames to go with him.
Oh,
right. If he goes in the courtroom with a couple of broads on his other arm,
I don't know if that's the image he wants to paint.
We want to draw sympathy from the court,
right.
Not look like an ass.
Okay, so here's what we'll do. Here's what we do. I got you covered. We'll wait outside with them. So he's got like a stable of women that are outside. You know, Gators bitches better be wearing rubbers. That type of situation.
Oh my!
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you want for your theme music? Because we'll bring, some, speakers and stuff. And we'll just when you walk in, we'll turn it on, and when you leave,
what
we'll
did you
turn
say?
it on.
The pocket of the leg pant, or
the pocket on the leg on the pants leg.
No, but that's not what you said.
No,
though.
it's not. But it's.
All right.
You knew what I was driving
at.
at.
Excited than I am for this. This is.
It's been a long time coming, buddy. We're happy. I think it's a little bit of closure.
It's been years.
A little bit of closure is a good thing, I think, and to be able to drive forward would be good for you.
I started my current position at our company. It was 2 years ago in January, so 2 years and a few months. And when I started it, this process had already begun. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was October of 2015 when everything fell apart. Yeah.
Oh, baby. Yeah. It's time. It's time.
Well, let's talk about what are you doing in Colorado, Kevin? Like, are you out there for Weed Fest? What are you doing out there?
Weed Fest.
No, this is maybe this is the month for closing up loose ends in life. This was a course I had started in 2006 with a company called Executive Security International. Yeah, sometimes I like to take my time.
So you're getting your doctorate 3 times over. A lot of people go to school for 12 years.
I thought you started this in 2012.
So did
2006?
2006?
That's when I first looked into the school and then enrolled into it. It was 18 classes at home. And I finished those. You're right. In 2012,
that explains the divorce.
Spent your entire time in school.
Yeah.
Well, the part of this was I never wanted to go and be away this long because of how much it bothered, my soon-to-be ex when I was away, and I was already away enough for work, so I kind of just put it off. We kept having babies, making kids, making the world a better place.
Right.
And so I put it off. But now that I'm in this new space, there was an opportunity to go, and I took it.
Couple things I'm picking up from what you're laying down here. One, you put things off for the better of your marriage, and what did it do? It ruined it. You put this class off, right? You should have just done you.
Yeah.
Write that down.
Is that what the kids say? Do you?
Do they still say that? I don't know if the kids are saying that anymore.
Oh, well, there's probably some new thing. I don't know, woke or some shit. I don't know what's out there.
Are you swole?
Right. So I learned something valuable was exactly based off what Kevin just said, is if I want to do something, I'm just going to do it, damn it. I'm not going to wait. She could wait for me.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what Kevin's telling me.
The idea that there is no good time or bad time. There are just sometimes better times, but that's really hard to tell. And sometimes you just need to do what your intuition says.
Good times, bad times. I know.
So I just went. I said,
I love that.
Guys, I'm going to be gone for the month of April. Try not to,
You missed a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, lots of cool stuff's happened.
I feel like I missed everything.
Not true, actually. There really hasn't been anything cool that's happened.
Well, little things. Little things.
But Jason, this experience, you would love this, man.
Of course he would. He's just like you.
Unbelievable.
I don't need you to say anymore. I think I absolutely know that I would. If you're telling me I would love it, then I already love it.
You guys love the same things.
Well, tomorrow, the best part is tomorrow we're going to play with simunitions and
Oh man,
and shoot at each other, and that'll last.
Fucking ass.
That sounds like a big
tomorrow
mess that
and
you'd have to
Sunday.
clean up. I don't even know why you'd want to train with that. I mean, when you could train with something that would provide you the similar type experience, but yet not have all the mess and still, shock the shit out of you.
I feel like the right talent for that just hasn't completely woken up or given birth, rather.
Right, it's not woke. See?
Oh,
I am on
you
the
are
cusp.
on the
It's been
cusp
around
of what
for
the
a
kids
while.
are talking about.
Yeah. We need to get somebody who's woke enough to start this company.
But I've learned a valuable lesson since being out here. If you don't say anything about your background and don't try to impress anybody and just try to blend in with the crowd, it adds that aura of mystery to the point where people start making up stories about you
100%.
and your background.
100%.
I think this may have been something a former manager of ours benefited from, in the sense that if you don't talk about it, people just sort of invent things like, "Hey, are you really in the CIA?"
So nobody knows
no.
you were a theater major.
No. I have made it my mission to stay under the radar as much as possible.
Interesting.
That's fantastic.
It's been awesome.
See,
just
I
sort
would
of
do the
blend
same thing, right? Fine arts, theater. We're not talking about that while we're running around shooting each other in the ass.
in. That's right.
Nobody knows about your affection for peanuts. Is that?
Right.
You said peanuts.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
peanuts.
Sorry, I didn't hear that right.
Sorry, I don't know where you're going with that.
Jim's been on a weird kick tonight, Kevin. Earlier in the show, I had said the phrase "sit on my chest," and he heard it incorrectly. You can only imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he started talking about Taylor Swift. So
Wow.
I have a question for you, because we like to, when we call you, we like you to kind of set us straight. I find Kevin to be sort of an emotional chiropractor for
Oh
me.
yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Aw.
He gives me like a couple of things, just some adjustments here and there.
He kind of yings your yang, if you will.
What? Not that kind of show.
Jesus.
It's
All right.
exactly the kind of show we are.
So I wanted to talk about this last episode, but I completely forgot, because I always do. But lately, and we could probably end on this because it's a heavy enough topic.
Oh.
Politics,
Yeah.
go. No. So I'm having an issue. I've always probably sort of had it, but I'm trying to be less opinionated. Or when I have opinions, I'm trying harder and harder to just not blurt them out. Okay. I've been trying that kind of heavy in the last 2 years specifically, because it doesn't get you anywhere sometimes.
Self-control is good.
I try. I'm trying. So one of the things that I'm having a hard time with, and Jim is no help because he's just always like easygoing, whatever, is I've been off Facebook now for about a year solid. Like when I say off, like I go on to check the Don't Tell Our Wives award-winning podcast Facebook page and post things, but I immediately close the app down.
A lot of time is spent responding to, subscribers and listeners. I mean, there's a lot of time spent there from a work standpoint.
Millions of fans across the world.
Right. It's almost too much. We'd like to pare it down a little bit just to spend more time with our, super fans. So I'm having a hard time. So that is something I did. That was a deliberate, I'm going to stay off because I don't want to see, even if it's posts I agree with. And so I just want to stay away from it. Right.
Sure.
And my wife sort of has done the same thing for different reasons. And only just recently started like posting on there again and paying attention. And again, she's kind of doing it to sort of pimp a business. So I don't even think it's the same thing.
Okay.
My question is this, or before we get to the question, I'm going to talk more.
Allow me to preface this
So
slightly longer.
specifically group text threads. I have a lot of friends at the previous job I worked at, guys I've known for some of them, 15 years, 10 years, a couple of them for almost 20. Now, I'm having a real hard time with the group text thread where it just launches like a hard left or right, in this case, heavy right, political conversation, especially from people like these. I'm just going to tell you exactly what happened.
Okay.
One of my friends is like kind of got this doomsday prepper vibe, right? No matter who's in office, no matter who the president is, no matter who controls the Senate, Congress, doesn't matter. This guy is always going to tell you, the next war is going to be on our soil. They're going to be launching in from the heavens. China's going to control our weather. We're going to need to, blast our way to Cumberland Farms to get the last of the milk, and you better have bullets and beans buried in your backyard. Otherwise, you're an asshole. Now, this sort of rhetoric to me, I could understand for 8 years of a Democratic president. But what I don't understand is when you get the guy that you want, and I still have to read, people are weakening our country, this, that, and the other thing. It's like, it's causing me to not want to be friends with certain people. I'm ashamed of that feeling, but I can't shake it.
Well, it's not causing you to not want to be friends. It's causing you to remove yourself from a social media standpoint where people just...
No. This was a text thread. I removed myself from a group text thread. I didn't realize you could do this. You can actually remove yourself from the thread. You should have just
responded in that nonsensical text that you've done to me.
This was before
you established this?
Yeah.
All right.
But the point is, I felt like shit, but I was also not quite enough to say...
Now they're going to know you did.
It's not trumping, pardon the pun, my desire to not see this, not read it, and not know that you think it. Because I don't need somebody to feel politically exactly like I do, but it's weird that I don't know. Some of these guys, this individual in particular, I thought once he had children would mellow a little bit, kind of have a distraction, like a thing to sort of take that energy and say, I'm no longer going to pretend that I need to crawl around my backyard and take aim at my neighbors in case something pops off. You know? I don't know. Are you getting what my drift here? Like, why does it bother me so much?
Why does it bother you?
Yeah.
What's wrong with me?
Is this the question?
Yeah, I think that's the question.
Yeah, and I think you're going to want to charge for this answer, just so you know.
Your phone and money, yeah.
But you want me to answer why it bothers you?
Yeah, or anybody. Like, how about this? Is it a shitty thing I did? Is it weird? Would you sit there and go, I'm not sure why you would let this get in the way of a friendship? Or can you say, I guess I understand, or...
Let me take a guess at what he might say.
Let Jimbo take a stab at what you're going to say, then you tell us.
This might be fun.
Okay.
So I'm going to suggest, or I'm going to guess that Kevin's going to say, no, it's not weird, because you have to take care of yourself and your feelings and how you feel about the situation first. You can always go back to that friendship at some point, because if it was a strong enough friendship to begin with, this won't matter, right? So remove yourself is fine. It's not weird. It's what you need to do at the time you need to do it. Some kind of bullshit like that.
You're telling me,
Kevin, go.
Some kind of bullshit like that. First of all, I feel like suddenly I'm predictable now, and I don't know if I like that.
So I'm right.
Necessarily. Well, yeah. Yeah, essentially. Well, you're right in the part, and this is my opinion.
Because I listen to you. I listen.
Kevin T off his game, folks. If Jim can predict after 17 and a half beers what Kevin's going to say, the ship has sailed.
All right.
No, I think it speaks more to Jim paying a little bit more attention to my methods and my madness, only because he doesn't want me to, overrun his spot.
It's because I care. Yeah, and there's a little bit of threatening. There's been a lot of phone calls. Pretty soon it's, the only thing that I get going for him is that you can't be on a show called Don't Tell Our Wives if you don't have one.
Not true.
Yeah. No, he's
not true. Don't Tell Our Wives After Dark. Or we can have spinoffs like Don't Tell My Yoga Instructor.
Right? Yeah.
Next thing he's gonna be like on the treadmill daily, being like, you know what? I do love running. I'm gonna run every day now.
He's got a knee thing.
I got a knee thing going on right now.
I think now more than ever, Kevin, that treadmill is not gonna be a thing.
No.
So
other than something that he puts in front of his house for the first house.
I can't wait till I get a place and he lets me take the treadmill to my house.
Hold on now. My wife is angling, aggressively trying to get this treadmill.
I've had a lot of questions about what my treadmill offers, the different features of the treadmill.
Right.
So there might be something in the works. We don't know.
Well, I'll have to talk to her about that. So anyway,
Whoa. Only if I'm in the room.
Oh, my.
Or if it's Jim's wife, that's fine, but he's going to have to make his own rules. But
Jason, anytime you feel something about anything, it's an indicator of a message that you need to receive. And if you keep getting that same thought or feeling over and over, it's because you haven't paid attention enough to the message to really act on it.
I don't have a crystal to rub right now, but I think I should be.
When something bothers you about somebody else, my sense is that it's because they're doing something that reminds you of something else that you don't like, either about yourself or about the uncomfortability that it puts you in. Just it's a message that you have to receive, or the person is toxic to you, and just being around them in general, or their attitude or their energy is draining, and it's a self-defense mechanism to say, I just, you're a really great person, but you're always so this or that, and I just can't be around that because it's draining to me.
So I was right. I mean, you said it a little more like, hey, an organic grass and wheatgrass and eat some dirt.
Whoa. I like what Kevin said better.
Okay. But I don't think it can be denied that I was tracking his. Yeah.
Don't ignore what you feel, but at the same time, don't add your ego into it. Just be observant of it.
Feel what you feel and recognize it.
It's interesting because the guy in question that sort of like, I don't want to say set me off, but the one that sort of started me down this path, this guy I've had like amazing times with. Jesus.
Listen, you don't have to break up with him. But you guys can still be friends.
It's been amazing, bro.
I don't know. It just feels like, how can two people view, like, I don't know.
This got weird.
It seems like a waste of my time.
This got weird,
You're talking
Kevin.
to the right guy. I know all about having an amazing time with somebody, and then 20
He
years
used to
later,
just like to stay
What is
in
this
and
show
Netflix
turning
and
into?
chill, and then he all of a sudden wanted to go out all the time, and I didn't want to go out all the time.
Right. Yeah. Suddenly you're the enemy.
And I checked his phone once, and he was texting other guys.
And then he used to get all aggressive and grabby with like other people. I'm like, what are you doing?
You can't be trusted in the house. They don't
Right.
want you to come over. You're
Listen,
not
a real
invited
man
anymore.
takes care of the yard, and if you're not doing that,
You're gonna have to share that before Kevin goes.
I don't even know what you're
The
talking
fact that you weren't allowed to get a haircut. We still haven't talked about it.
we haven't talked
not
about
in the
it.
notes.
Kevin, I need a haircut really, really bad right now. And
Okay.
I was going to take care of that situation.
But another situation stepped
last
in.
weekend. But another situation.
He's in a tough spot.
I
I'm telling you.
Don't Tell Our Wives presents Jim, who also presents Tough Spot. This is Jim's Tough Spot Corner. Go.
So I was essentially told, and love her to death. I was essentially told, yeah, you're not going to get a haircut this weekend. I need you to take care of the limbs in the yard. So we had a lot of trees that kind of fell down. I've got a lot of like little trees that, they're not full enough grown where the roots.
I think people
hold themselves.
understand.
Okay, that's fine.
I think
I'm trying to paint a picture.
This is
here.
not a gardening show. I think people understand what's happening.
So
I
anyway,
don't understand it's a man's haircut, right? I mean, you're not getting a cut, color, perm, blow dry, all that. How long does it take?
It's a power play, Kevin.
no,
It's
it takes
control.
it takes quite.
Jesus.
No. You don't. I mean, have you ever gone to a barber?
The point
A
was,
good barber could take an hour and a half, 2 hours.
But you wanted to go in the morning when it was like, the point was you were going to get it done so you didn't have to sit there for 2 hours.
Well, that was my play, but it didn't happen that way.
you weren't
because-
allowed.
Right, because I was essentially told no. And the funny thing is, Kevin, is I did bring it up in a joking manner later on in the week about being told that I couldn't go get a haircut. And that's when I was told that, I assume that a man would take care of his yard.
Wow.
But the man did take care of the yard. The yard looks fine. There are no more limbs to be concerned with.
I didn't understand why he didn't get the haircut and then take it, because he ultimately had time for both.
I did have time, but you know what I mean? There was a lot of stuff that sometimes I want to have an egg sandwich and watch A Few Good Men. I mean, the movie.
Right. Oh, yeah. In your yard?
Right. I mean, there was things that I did that day that didn't, surround getting a haircut, and there were other things that I did some laundry.
He's really backtracking, Kevin. When you're on the phone, it's difficult because I've been clearing out a spot in the studio to get like a permanent chair for you.
You have?
Yeah.
And
This is cleared out?
yeah, I'm gonna.
He's
move
lying.
I already told
That's
the
a
wife.
bold-faced lie.
I already told the
There's
wife.
nothing cleared out in here, Kevin.
We're getting rid of the printer. We're gonna get a nice like futon sofa thing for you. That's got almost like a nice comfort thing.
Something to move into.
Jim's just gonna stand. He doesn't need to sit. It's fine.
There's a lot of energy when I stand. Listen, I'm on the third beer. I'm getting a little fired up. These are high alcohol content.
Yeah, they're only $18 a piece.
That's right.
All right, I appreciate it, Kevin. Did you have anything else for me?
Kevin, yeah, what is happening in Colorado right now on 420? Are you anywhere near an urban area? Is there something happening? Are there any like fireworks going off right now? What is going on?
What?
No. Maybe I'm not in the right part of Colorado for that sort of thing. I understand what you're saying. I think it's more Denver because the place I'm in is a lot more rural.
But you were sending me all those pictures of flyers and coffee shops and all that stuff. Nothing's happening?
It's there. It's a very small section of town, and of course, I don't partake in that sort of thing. So I'm not part of that scene.
I understand that. I'm just curious what might be happening. On a side note, realizing that you haven't actually gone to the court date and all that stuff. Any lucky ladies out in Colorado that you might have run into?
I really wanted to get through this and then figure out the lucky lady thing.
Well, you get a little bit of time, right? You get a little vacation time after class, correct?
What do you mean get through? The class or the divorce?
I thought you were talking about the divorce.
Oh, I was talking about the class.
Hold on.
Class.
You're on like a 3.5 week vacation. Well, not whatever it is. You're on a trip, okay?
Yeah, I'm on a trip.
I don't think when Jim meant lucky lady, he was talking about like, a future, the next ex-wife.
The next ex, Mrs. Traver, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Mrs. T.
I think he was just talking about like a, hey, what's up? Want to hang out?
No.
Hey, I'm doing this really cool chorus.
We haven't gotten out at all because homework has been kicking our ass till late night. We just switched over to the range portion of the show. But by the time you get back and clean yourself off, you don't really want to go out.
How was the reconnaissance piece? Like, you were describing some of the things that you were doing, and all I could think back to was like that movie, The Recruit.
Well, we did discover that this town is a little bit racist because a couple of our comrades were looking a little suspicious to the town folk, and they called the cops on them twice.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
really?
Wow. Yeah, in one instance they had to like get out of the car. There were like 6 cruisers there, so it's tough to.
That's crazy, really? Wow.
This part of the world, it really is.
Are you making any new friends? Have you made a friend yet in your class?
Tons of new friends, yeah.
How about any chicks? Any chicks in the class?
None.
Can I say chicks? I know it's 2000.
No, that's cool. It's a YouTube thing.
People still did they say chicks?
I say it all the time.
You say broad, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I should probably let that one go. I don't even know if I like it anymore, but.
I mean, you would look like some of the tone of your classmates that are also wildly sexist. You're like, good thing there aren't any women in this class, especially with the range stuff. And then you'd be like, yeah, that's like my trip to Utah, NRA type thing. Remember that? The instructor called you wildly sexist or something?
Yeah, well, yeah, he did point that out.
He blocks that out.
Opinion of women.
It was an accident, too, so apparently I really am because I wasn't I wasn't trying to make a joke. I'm like, what? I said that? Maybe I am a fucking rotten person.
Right.
Wait, who am I to get out of a text thread? Maybe they should be getting away from me.
Maybe they are.
Yeah, that's true.
They know the buttons to push.
Yeah. First wife sure did.
Kevin, when are you coming home?
Huh?
When are you coming home?
What?
Huh?
Home?
I'm going to stay out here and just do my thing in Colorado.
What?
I'll be home Thursday.
This Thursday?
Yeah, I sent you a text about Thursday and you didn't say anything.
No, you're right. I did not answer your text. I apologize.
What?
When are we doing this dinner thing? We're supposed to do a dinner thing when you come home?
Yeah, we want to celebrate your achievements.
And also celebrate the fact that you're still alive.
Yep.
That would be awesome.
Jinx
Yeah.
it. I'll knock on wood.
We want to
jinx
celebrate
that.
the court date. There's lots of
Real
things.
nice. I got simulations tomorrow, and you're jinxing me on, whether I'm going to be alive.
Don't worry. Wear a cup.
Oh, I actually meant for the plane. But I did. I just knocked on wood, though.
Oh, thank you.
Well,
yeah, you would have loved the plane ride. It was horrific, like 3 stops.
Come on.
And, yeah.
I don't want to hear that.
Yeah,
3
it
stops.
was crazy.
What place in this country needs 3 layovers? That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
All right. Did you see that crack? We won't get into it. I don't want to get into it.
Don't do that. Kevin, listen, we want you to finish up
they
strong.
Landed. They were successful.
Right. Finish strong, Kevin. And when you come home, we're going to tear the roof off this mother. It's going to be a good time.
I can't wait.
Do people still raise the roof? Is that a thing?
I don't know if people are raising the roof anymore at all. Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know if people are doing that either. Listen, we're going to get you dressed up in your best cargo-legged pants. And we're going to hit the town, pal. We're going to re-release you to the wild.
Yeah, fucking rage.
Our disease-free...
My wife didn't hear that, I don't think.
No. She doesn't even know what we're doing
Kidding.
up here.
Rage means hanging out, honey.
Just kidding.
Rage means just playing cards, honey.
So, all right, Kevin, finish strong out there.
I will.
Send us
up
some
and
more.
finish
Hey,
strong.
I want some more pics when you get like those couple days off, because I know you got a couple days at the back end of this thing. We're going to kind of
do.
go exploring a little bit.
Yeah,
So-
I wanted to go see what there was to see.
Yeah, don't waste your time out in like the wilderness and doing weird shit like
Right.
that. Go into town.
Go to an Applebee's,
Yeah.
pony up to the bar.
right. Order yourself a nice cut of beef and then see
Yeah.
what happens.
Just start planting that seed.
You want me to go find Strange is what it sounds like.
Whoa.
Whoa, no. Hey, listen, I'm
No.
not advocating that at any
Yeah,
fashion.
we don't have to put it that way. I was just talking about nailing chicks. You
You're
don't
right. Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Gosh.
The hell.
You really took that to a different level.
Sorry.
Right.
Apparently, you don't really know what the show's about, but all right.
Yeah, it's called Don't Tell My Wife.
gonna
Don't,
go-
say disparaging things about other women. Jeez.
I was going to climb a mountain and do yoga on like some sort of mesa or something like that.
Maybe climb a couple of mountains. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah.
Huh?
A couple twin mountains. I don't know. Do whatever you want to do, I guess. Just send us some pictures.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
All right. Well, when you get home, we'll go out for. You probably have the kids that whole weekend, right? So, we'll figure
I
it
have
out.
no idea. That's a whole other subject. Okay.
All right. He hits us with a bomb at the end.
Right. Well, we know.
Listen, we'll talk about that part of what's going on with you after the 7th, when the ink is dry and there's no like possible repercussions.
Yeah. Right.
We'll do a deep dive on it.
Yeah. Right. All right.
Just kidding. You're gonna have repercussions for the rest of your life. But I'm just trying to spin it nice,
There's never consequences to any actions ever.
No.
You just never.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We love you.
All right. Love you.
All right, I love you guys. I miss you guys.
We miss you.
It's been tough.
All right. Yeah. By the way. Oh, yep. Forget it. I'll tell you when you get back.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Bye. Bye.
All right. Bye. Bye.
Okay, bye.
We're gonna tell them some about the delicious fajitas we had today.
Oh yeah, the boss man bringing in the fajitas.
Oh, best boss ever. Hey, all right. So before we close, I just have a little bit of an announcement to make. I know we're pushing an hour here.
No, it's cool. It's just when I have to hold up the phone with my arm the whole time. That's all. And you just sort of sit there and have fun.
Yeah, but everybody gets to look at the pipes.
No, I got a kink in my neck now. Go ahead with your
All right.
announcement.
Big announcement. Are you ready for this? After, what is this, 5 weeks? The piss couch is finally leaving the yard.
Wrote it down right here. Piss couch, y'all.
It's a big day. So I don't have a truck. I have a small little, I guess you call it an SUV. I don't know what it is.
Crossover, SU, whatever.
It's
Yeah.
tiny, tiny little thing.
It's not going to fit a massive couch.
It's not going to fit
Especially
a
one
couch.
soaked with urine.
They're right. So that is going to finally get moved. My Arctic buddy is coming to help me out, as he usually does. So he's going to come down. We're going to
So you
throw
have a friend with a truck.
Yeah.
There's people here that don't know what those things mean.
Okay, well, he's also the kind of guy that helps me stay warm in the cold weather.
You can say my buddy Eric.
I don't know if he wants that out there.
We've already said his name.
Okay.
I just did.
So Eric's going to come get me.
Whoa,
And
take
we're
it
going
easy
to
with the
throw the
names.
truck. We're gonna throw the couch in the truck.
I have you.
And I get to get rid of it. I'm really excited. It's going to open up a lot of space for activities in the backyard.
Let me get this straight, Captain. You're really excited to have nothing to sit on in your basement. We're going to have to replace it with something.
Well, we got another couch down there. But it's...
Any traction on the piano? Later.
Yeah,
We'll talk about it. We'll talk
for
about it.
another day. That's it?
Are we closing with anything?
No, just close out with that awesome hairband. We'll just close it out with that. Oh, wait. We want to make sure they know that it's just subscribe.
Oh, yeah.
Up here.
I always forget. Is
You-
it this?
where do you put
You're
it? Down
watching
here?
Here, it's this hand. So it'll be your left hand.
Right there. Wait.
Wait, my thumb's down in the show?
I don't know. Well,
Is that something? You don't make